What you got there, son?
I have a Civil War field officer's desk.
Looks like it came out of my old detention room.
I don't think so. I decided to come to the pawn shop today to see if I could sell my Civil War field officer's desk. My great-great-grandfather was a captain in the 10th Indiana Volunteers. I think this should be worth quite a bit of money. I've got 2 daughters, and this might be a good way of helping to pay for some college education for them.
How'd you acquire this, son?
This has been in my family since 1861. It was my great-great-grandfather's. This would have been used during the Civil War as the way that the officers would keep all of their files and all of their paperwork in order. This collection is special because all the documents are still there, just as if the war ended yesterday. I have the complete set of the muster rolls in and out. They would keep track of all of the men that were in the unit. Here is a tintype of my great-great-grandfather. I'm not sure if this is of interest. This is a Bible that was captured at a Confederate battle of Rich Mountain.
What's that big, thick book?
A list of company clothing. It's everything, I believe, that was issued out. They kept track of everything in triplicate.
It's interesting to see what stuff costs back then. This could be one of the most incredible pieces ever to walk into our shop. I'm definitely interested in it, but before I go any farther, I need to get it checked out. I'm 98% certain this stuff is all real. A good friend of ours is Mark from the Clark County Museum. Before we go any farther, I want to have him look at it.
Great. Sounds good.
Thank you very much.
Oh, hey, thanks. I haven't really had these appraised, so to have an expert come in, I think that'll be great, and I'm looking forward to hearing from him.
Was this a family piece, or?
It was my great-great-grandfather's.
Who was your great-great-grandfather?
He was the captain of the 10th Indiana, and
Okay.
he enlisted as a private in 1861.
That would be right.
And then
Yep.
re-enlisted 3 months later and stayed as captain through till 1864.
So he was in the original 3-month enlistment and then re-enlisted for 3 years afterwards.
That is correct, yes.
Wow. At the beginning of the war, Abraham Lincoln called for volunteers to enlist for 3 months. Then they re-enlisted on a 3-year enlistment. For your great-great-grandfather to re-enlist at that point, this is a man who had already seen action. So he knew what he was getting into. And the 10th Indiana fought through the war, and they didn't get out until the middle of 1864. This was not a man who sat out the war. This was a man who was in the thick of fighting. So the fact that he had the desk and he has all the paperwork that goes along with that is just wonderful. The fact that this is all together and this is the original field desk that came along with it, this looks absolutely correct. This is a Civil War field desk. It's a wonderful piece. This is in better shape than the same documents from World War II. I have not seen a collection this complete in private hands ever. This is rare. This is the history of one particular unit and your great-great-grandfather's involvement with it.
How much do you think it's all worth?
From a museum standpoint, it doesn't matter. This is beyond value from my standpoint. This is...
So it's worth $200.
I have no idea. That's up to you guys.
You know, I was just trying to slip it in there.
Chum, don't you even try to slip anything anywhere. Hey, Mark, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. Chum, good to see you. Wonderful.
Nice meeting
Thank you for showing me.
Yes, thank you.
Have you got a figure in mind of what you want for it?
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking Ivy League colleges, but I was thinking a decent school, so I was thinking probably $150,000.
I don't think it will bring 150 or anywhere near that in an auction. If you want a guy, I'd go about $3,000, and I'm going high there.
Well, $3,000 isn't going to cut it.
I'm not a museum. I'm a buyer and I'm a seller, and I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to sell it. That's the best I can do.
There's just no way.
Hey, I understand. Thank you very much for coming in.
Hey, thank you very much. $3,000 was nice of them to offer, but it might have been better just to say they shouldn't offer anything.
I definitely want this desk, and I hate to let it slip away, but we're worlds apart on price. He's talking college tuition money, and I'm thinking something like a graduation present.